you've all felt the effects of your first combat leading into the Misty Veil, and you're left beaten and tired from this goblin encounter, with the path leading down the mountains towards the mist beneath you. You can't help but wonder if things will be
getting dicey.
Oh,
What's
this? Oh, I see. I thought that was continuing.
No. I really should make some kind of new intro for this, but that takes time, effort.
Yeah.
And a lot of things. Okay, let's get the sounds of the mountains going.
Oh. Is there an escape? Yep.
And I've got the map up just to remind us that this is kind of how we left the group, with Digby unfurling this map and looking at the map, holding it in front of him. Digby, is there anything that you get from this map, or did you want to share kind of anything with your thoughts with the party now that you've unfurled this thing? Oh, you were on mute, by the way.
I'm on mute.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So I think that we can all have a look at it, and right. So did this come out of the bundle? Is that right? It was a bundle and a map.
Yeah. So this was wrapped around that little statue piece or statuette piece.
Okay. So is it the afternoon? What's the time in it?
It's still quite early on in the day. It's before midday.
And we're still in the are we near the dead goblins, or we've walked on a bit?
You're still basically near the dead man and the dead goblins.
Okay, I think Digby is going to. He's a small little dog man, and he's going to sort of crouch down and like flatten this map out on the ground and invite everyone in to have a look. What do you think? Has anyone ever seen what the Misty Veil actually looks like? This looks pretty comprehensive. There's a sea monster.
It's a valuable find.
Town. Yes. So where are we? We're on the Kama Mountains, near. What's that say?
Yeah, you're on the Drakmar Pass. Yeah.
We're on the Drakmar Pass. So we're just entering. Look, it looks like just to the north there is a town.
I do like heading north. It seems super convenient.
And there is literally just one path from where you are, and it is sort of heading in a northwest direction down into the sort of clouds in front of you.
Do you think it's safe to go on? Because I am feeling not very well.
Yeah. There is a cave on the map just to our east with skulls and bones and blood coming out of it. We could go there.
It could be blood. It could just be like a smudge. It could be jam.
Could be berries.
I feel like it's a very happy-looking skull as well. There's something very happy about that little skull.
Oh, yeah.
So surely it can't be that bad.
It could also be an enormous skull. Like it's almost half the size of the cave.
I do like bones. That looks like a big rib cage. Or maybe, I thought it was a tent, but now you pointed out it's actually a skeleton.
I think what you'll notice is there's like a little key at the top right that sort of states what sort of distances are like using this map as well. That little bar that says it's about 15 kilometers. And you sort of quickly deduce that with the distance from the Drakmar Pass down to this town in front of you, it looks to be about around 30 kilometers away. And with the progress you've been making, and as per the rules of Dragonbane, you can only travel 15 kilometers per shift, and that's sort of per 4-hour increments. So it would take, if you were to aim for something like that city, or if you were to aim anywhere else, that measurement is a good way to sort of indicate how long it might take to get somewhere.
So do we get like 5 shifts a day?
You get... Oh, sorry, it's between 4 to 6 hours. It's kind of
4 to
loose.
6.
A shift is 4 to 6 hours, so it's kind of loose. You get 4 shifts in a day.
Okay.
Before we move out, can we see if there's any more useful armor or weapons? Because this getup looks cool, but it didn't do anything for me in combat. What do you guys think?
People love the idea.
I don't know if our wee mate down there has any armour. Otherwise, he may not have been bleeding out to his death. What about these goblins?
Yeah, the goblins have leather armor, sort of like pieced together with just... it's very shoddy sort of workmanship just to throw together a bunch of different leather sort of sections to cover them up. And it's also, they're much smaller than some of you, not all of you, I guess, depending on... You might be able to loosely wear some of it, but realistically, the more you're looking at it might not give you that much protection.
Rubbish quality, isn't it? I've spent my life making things a lot better than this. This is embarrassing, to be honest. Wouldn't be caught dead in it, and he has been.
Could you fix it for us?
Why, of course. The joints, anyway. Of course, I could fix it for you if I had the right materials. I don't know if I can. No, of course I can. I love a challenge.
I would let in a shift of basically. I would allow in one shift for you just to work solidly on piecing together the leather that's there into something that would fit someone. But it would just be sort of like one person that you'd be giving some sort of quickly built leather armor to if you wanted to spend a shift doing that.
I like the idea of spending 8 hours and no one really sees what I'm up to. And at the end, I produce something that looks like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. There you go. As promised.
Yeah. I will say that, like, if you were to take a shift up on these mountains, it would probably be a good idea to rest, which you can get back some hit points. But if you're going to be working for that shift, you won't be getting back any hit points because you'll be hard at work.
But what about maybe we can just kind of gather up the leather scraps and kind of the metallic rings that hold it together. And I think maybe if we kind of find camp overnight, perhaps I could invest some time before Betty buys getting something together.
That's cool. Absolutely you can do that. How's your I think with the amount of feel free, absolutely worthwhile to spend some time picking up some of these leather scraps, leaving these little goblins adorned in whatever you're going to leave them in.
Just loincloths.
Yep.
Don't waste the loincloths.
I'll leave them where they are.
You leave them?
To remove that.
Do they have any money in their pouches?
No, there's nothing. There's nothing really other than their weapons. They each have, what do they have? They had short swords and short bows.
Ooh! Can I shake them down for arrows?
Absolutely. Let's say that you quickly grab the 2 arrows you came with, and then start pilfering the bunch of arrows out of the different quivers, and you find yourself with a nice stocked quiver of arrows now.
Good. I hope, and I'll check my quiver for holes in the bottom where the other arrows went the other time.
Just a trail of arrows heading back to Dragon Town or wherever it was that you guys were.
Oh, we know the way back now. Hey.
Yeah.
Pointed, like the arrows pointing in the right direction.
How is everyone doing for health?
Oh,
Poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's probably worthwhile. So there's 2 different ways that you can do resting. You have shift rests, and you've got stretch rest, which is basically a long versus a short rest. And you can get back different things depending on how long you're resting for, and that might depend on how long you're wanting to rest for.
It says a round rest.
So a round rest is what you can do during combat. So there's round rest.
You can rest during combat.
It just basically lets you just forfeit your turn to get some willpower back.
Willpower.
Yeah. No HP. And you can only have one round rest per shift. So it's not like you can just do it every turn of combat. So it's only once per shift. Stretch rest only lasts for one stretch of time. So it's about 15 minutes. And that lets you get back a small amount of HP, or a bit more if someone else is tending to you with a successful healing roll. But no willpower during a stretch rest. D6 of willpower and heal a condition of your choice. So you can, with a stretch rest, it's a 15-minute break. You can lose a condition, get back a bit of health and a bit of willpower. And then a shift rest is you recover all of your lost HP and willpower, and you heal all conditions. If it gets interrupted by combat or hard work, then it doesn't classify as a rest.
Right, how much HP do you get back?
For which one?
For the big one.
You get all of it back.
All of it. Oh.
Yeah.
Just a question on the conditions. I think last week I took on the condition of angry because of a failed push.
Mm-hmm. I don't even think a failed push. As soon as you push, whether it's a fail or successful.
Yep. And then when combat ended, I removed the condition, but that's not. So the condition remains even after combat's ended. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So you're just
taking this fucking armor, make some fucking armor out of it.
Just shaking the goblins out of their armor.
I'm just disheartened. Oh, well, this is really gone south, but we're still going north. I don't know. Should we bother? It was a bad start, isn't it?
Maybe we should just take a little time to gather ourselves, have a bit of a rest, and try that one again.
A rest sounds good.
Yeah, so did you guys want to do like a stretch rest or a shift rest? With a shift rest, it's probably worthwhile to set up the tent and sort of get everything sorted, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't mind a sleep.
Yes.
It's like 10. It's 10 in the morning, and you're like, honestly,
that's it. Honestly, I've done my day.
Yeah.
I sleep about 20 hours a day.
Yeah. So the rules on sort of sleeping is you do need to sleep at least one shift a day. Somewhere during the day, you got to sleep one shift. If you go 4 shifts without sleeping, you start getting like exhausted. You get the exhausted condition, and if you're exhausted, you can't heal. It's a nightmare.
So we can shift rest for 6 hours, but we don't have to sleep, right? We can just chill.
Yeah, totally. It's just basically making camp. But if you're not going to take a sleep, we'll start. You'll probably have to keep track of that because I'm not going to keep track of who's sleeping at alternate.
Nice.
Damn it.
Yeah, guys, I'm thinking a nice long rest would do me great because I'm still bleeding.
Hey, you really took a battering there, Wilggis. You don't look good, man.
I feel dazed, scared, disheartened, and just proper shit.
I'm no good myself. I'm pretty annoyed about the entire thing, Mallory. I thought you meant to keep us out of trouble, but you've led us straight into it.
But you did such a good job. I'm so proud of you boys. Well done. Well done.
Oh, well, I'll pretend that wasn't patronising and feel really good about it.
Shannon, can you give me a bushcraft roll? Add a boon to that. So, yeah, this is you.
Just roll it twice?
If that's easier, you can roll it
Where's
twice.
the boon? Oh, the boon.
You just put a 1 in there, hit enter, and then
a 10.
And then do like bushcraft. And it should roll.
Bushcraft.
Oh.
Did it do 2 of them?
Yeah. So it rolled 2.
Oh, I got a 1.
You did roll a 1. So with a skill roll, if you roll a 1, you can there's things. I think it can impress everyone, which I like.
What am I bushcrafting? Sorry.
So this is how well you get the tent ready for everyone, basically. So you've got a tent that can fit all of you, which is great. Which means normally if you're going to sleep without a tent, you got to have like sleeping furs and stuff like that. But with a tent, it's all in there. So you just set that up and you'll get a good rest and you're good to go. But in fact, with a roll of a 1, you can either choose that it like impresses everyone, you achieve more than you intended to achieve, or that you manage to perform it faster than usual. So you're welcome to sort of describe how that's come together.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I first of all I start sniffing the air, and then I look around a little bit and start snuffling around the ground, and go for a few circles until I find the perfect spot for my tent. Whip it out. Get the tent, and then get the poles all. The tent is erected. I don't know how to stop these innuendos.
No, that's perfect.
And before you know it, there's a tent set up, like a little bit of a cloud of dust. And I do have a sleeping fur as well as a large tent.
Nice.
So I just throw that in there, and you see me like circling around inside the sleeping fur, like a few times, round and round and round, until I lie down and fall asleep like that.
Yeah, nice. Digby is just gone, and he's put up that tent in sort of behind some rocks, like behind a bit of a rocky area. He's managed to find what seems to be the perfect safe spot for this tent compared to how you just got completely ambushed. Just so you know as well, when it comes to rests, like long rests or shift rests, it can often be good to set someone who has, the highest health available to keep watch. Basically, it's normal to have someone keep watch. You're welcome to do that this time, but the fact that Digby put up this tent in such a secluded area, you feel kind of safe. You feel kind of safe already, especially with that roll of a 1. By the way, it should have ticked your bushcraft. Awesome.
I've only got a 6 for bushcraft.
That was a great roll. It was a great roll. So the other rule is that you need to like eat a portion of food at least once a day, right? So you've all got different rations that you would have started with, but when you start running out of those, you do have to worry about how that food is going to come to be. So at this point, you're in the just on a rocky crevasse, like in the mountains. There's not going to be much in the way of food for like hunting, fishing, or foraging up here. So you're probably going to have to just make do with whatever you've brought.
So is that 1? So I've got 2 field rations. Is that 1?
Yeah. So if you've got 2, you just use up 1. You don't have to do it right now. You could wait until later on in the day if you want to. So
no.
Okay.
Can we eat a warg?
Yeah. You can totally eat while you're traveling.
Sorry. Can we eat a warg?
A warg. Sure. I think if you wanted to, you could give me like a hunting and fishing roll. If you wanted to like start figuring out what you could do with that.
Let's see. Uh-oh. I'm afraid to roll anything now. Hang on. It's a new day. Oh, meat baits.
Okay, great. Nice. Give me 2d6.
2d6. Gonna make a warg steak. 2d6. Did it go?
Yeah. So you got a total of so first of all you had to roll 14. You got under you meet that, so that works. You just go to work for the next 15 minutes. So you're just taking a stretch of time to just start carving away at this a warg, and you get the equivalent of like 9 rations of meat out of this creature.
Nice.
It's all raw, but you're welcome to cook that whenever you like. Yeah. So the rule with eating raw meat is that there is like a roll against like potential viruses, but so as long as you cook it, you're good.
Yeah, I think we're gonna cook it at least a little bit.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice work, Mallory.
You're welcome. Have some meat. Slap.
Thank you.
Odd question.
Yeah.
But with the meat rules, since Digby's a wolf, do those rules still apply to wolfkin, duckkin? Because those animals can often eat meat without fear of getting sick.
I'm going to rule that unless it was stated on their specific kin sheet that they can eat raw meat, okay, then I'm just going to say it's treated the same for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, just to make it easier.
It's simple.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if there was like a rule in the book about it, but all good.
A bonus wolfkin raw meat.
Yeah, is that in the wolfkin?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, it very well could be, right?
Wargs could be like barracudas in that they've got intestines, parasites, and stuff in them. So cooking it is better for flavor and for intestinal fortitude.
I need worming tablets or something.
We gotta hide it in a piece of cheese.
Maybe you get a boon and a bane.
Oh, wow. There we go.
I would not eat a wolf anyway. A warg.
You wouldn't eat a warg?
Nah, it's like too close to home.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Mallory's waited for you to get into the tent and just waiting to hear your sleeping breathing. Okay, he's asleep. Let's cut this warg up and then just get rid of the carcass. We found some meat. Don't worry about the.
I had assumed it was some way away from the tent so that he wasn't looking directly at it. Just maintaining eye contact whilst I'm slicing up this.
So is everyone just going to be resting throughout this this shift rest?
Yes, please.
We'll just have a look to see if there's any knives he can grab from the dead goblins. You mentioned some other weapons. Do they have a knife, perhaps?
Oh, there's a big spear. Can anyone use spears?
Yeah, so the one that was on top of the warg had a scimitar and a spear. And then the other goblins, it was just short swords and short bows.
Okay.
What I really need is a sling. But so you add one of those.
You could make one out of those goblin cod pieces, right?
Yeah. Some of that goblin leather.
You know what?
Could we get together and have a little crafting session
with a shift of time?
Team building exercise,
like a macrame.
Yes.
Sling.
Yeah.
Look, with the right tools, the right resources, and
the right attitude,
I'll let you craft anything as long as you've got the right stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Can Wilggis grab the spear and use his sword to hack the haft off it, so he's left with a little knife?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so that'll take. Yeah, you sort of 15 minutes. This is just a stretch of time for you to do that. So in regards to this shift rest, are we still making leather armor, or are we all just resting for that?
Can I grab a sword? I've just seen that I've got quite high ratings for my use of knives and swords.
Yeah, by all means.
I don't have a sword. So.
Absolutely. Feel free to drag a short sword from the compendium into your character sheet.
Great.
I hadn't even thought that you guys would take weapons and stuff. That's awesome. I'm excited about that.
I'm sleeping.
Cool.
So I won't be crafting.
Yeah. What I will get from you, Adam, if you can just add to your inventory leather scraps and just one. Okay, cool. And just a weight of one should be fine. And you all head into the tent. It's still bright. It's still the middle of day, but you're all tired. You're all exhausted. You're angry. You're disheartened, and you just kind of just fall down into your sleeping furs that are inside this tent, and you're fast asleep. 5 hours pass as you start to arouse. Feeling you should just be able to click the rest button on your character sheet, I think. Near the bottom, there is like shift. Just give shift a click, and that will give you back your willpower, your hit points, and it'll clear all of your conditions. So you should be able to wake up without feeling bad anymore. Great. It's still quite windy up here. You wake up, you open up the tent, you get out, and it's still the dead bodies. There are flies that have started like accruing around these goblin bodies, and there's a warg suspiciously missing. And Mallory's got a bag of meat.
Oh.
Must have been that traditional Warg sky burial that I've heard so much about.
Cool. So what's the plan? Mallory, you're still the one leading the group here, I guess.
Oh, excellent. Yes. Well done, boys. We're all rested. Let's go on. I'm sure nothing like that will ever happen again.
You guys don't want to have another rest?
No, Mallory, I feel terrible about the way I spoke to you last night. I was not you. I was just feeling absolutely rubbish. Yes.
It's okay, dear. I understand. It was quite a stressful morning. But
it's very scary.
A little. But, keep your chin up. I'm sure it'll get better from now on. Onwards. We can do it.
They did say that old enlightenment is paved in blood.
Did they? What an incredible bit of wisdom that is.
That's right. That's what they say.
Oh, paved in blood. Amazing. And violence, isn't it? It's so good.
They have said that if you meet the enlightened god, kill the enlightened god.
Oh, yeah.
Just as a thing about like sleeping is also for this traveling as well. Sleeping, can't do it in your armor. So if you do get ambushed in the middle of the night, it's without armor and it takes time to get the armor on. However, this time you've woken up, there's been no threats, you'll get back into your armor. And I guess if Mallory is ready to lead you on, we can be led on.
Woo, let's go. We can do it. And she starts playing a nice, a chippy little song on her bone duck whistle.
Nice.
A duck whistle. Oh. So you guys don't want to have another sleep?
I'm feeling much better than I was, Digby.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, look at this scab. It's top quality.
Yes, well, it seems to be scabbing up. Nice. Did you have that before the other day, or there's a new one?
Sure, but it's still a good one.
It's looking good.
Digby, you're looking much better. You've been sleeping for 6 hours.
Yeah, I was not feeling very well. But yeah.
Are you hungry, dear? We have steak.
Oh, yes. Yeah, thank you. That sounds great. I'm just going to get out of my pajamas. I'll see you in a minute, and then I'll pack up the tent. And I guess then we can go and steak for breakfast. Sounds good.
Cool. You guys take a little bit of time just to prepare, get all the tents put away. If you wanted to cook a little bit of food, you're welcome to, but if you wanted to cook the whole thing, it would take quite a bit of time. Just with the small cooking utensils and stuff available to you. So you're welcome to cook up some, and within a few stretches, you get everything packed away. You're all, whoever has wanted to eat, you've had some of this steak as well. And if there's anything else that you want to get done, we can do that before we're heading down the mountain. Okay, cool. You guys continue down the mountain and into the clouds, and it's the visibility drops quite a bit for a couple of stretches there before they open up and you see the sort of a big decent chunk of the valley beneath you now. The fragments of the road that you've been following that was long ago connected to different parts of the region can be seen in the valley ahead of you as well, and with crumbling and overgrown paving stones occasionally peeking up from between moss and ferns. you start when you get to the bottom of the mountains, you see a sort of a cracked stone pillar and a strange milestone. And this milestone's got these jagged, horned crowns at the top. And you can see off in the distance, you can see these kind of pop up at regular intervals off in the distance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is this a common thing? Anyone seen these sort of things before with the horns?
Oh yes, it's traditional that when you walk past one of these, for good luck whilst you're traveling, you throw up the horns. And you pass on.
You do? Okay, I'll do that.
Good
That sounds reasonable.
travels.
Hell Satan. I mean,
Yay, Santa!
traveling. Yeah. Yeah. So this is just a normal. This is not to do with the Misty Veil. This is everywhere. This sort of milestone-y, this sort of statue look.
Yeah. Well, this is your first interaction with it. Any of you, I guess, this is the first interaction with this little design.
Oh, so it's unique to this region.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I'm just having a quick look if there's any information in regards to that, but I don't believe there is.
Do you reckon we could destroy it? Because there could be other people traveling on the road, and could
Go on.
But then, how would they on their way to where they're going?
we could.
I've got that's true. We could. Is that to stop everyone, all the other travelers? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, more Misty Veil for us.
That's one way of thinking. I was hoping that there'd be people that would buy things.
There is that.
Christoff, do you think those horns are worth anything?
That's hard to say. What do you think they might be made of? I'm more of a metal guy and a glass guy. I don't think they look to be metal or glass.
No, they're very stone.
They are very stone.
Yeah.
Not really my cup of tea.
You don't do stone.
August. No. As I say, metal and glass, that's really where I sort of focus my efforts.
Okay, I thought they were the same thing, but you're
Well, technically, right. I suppose a stone could be milled down into metal.
Oh, okay.
Extracted.
We could.
Yeah. I don't know. Is the short answer? Do it.
Hey, I was just remembering the map. So if we continue north a little bit, there's that large town with all the farms and everything. But also off to the west, I remember that there was, it looked like an old church with a pit to hell.
I did see that, and it looked very exciting.
So do we maybe want to avoid places that look like there might be pits to hell or monster graveyards, and maybe head to that large settlement where we could sell our goods? That's, after all, why we're here.
And it's like you've reached the bottom. You've reached the bottom of this mountain. It's like it's like 6 o'clock in the evening at this point. By the time you've reached the bottom, it was 10 before you hit the hay. Then you've slept and you've travelled another 4 hours already, and it's about 6 o'clock in the evening. And you can see that you're looking at the map. You're sort of looking where everything is, and just in front of you, the path that you're on just moves into this quite thick, dense forest in front of you. It's the one road heading away from you, but you do look over to the left and you look at the hills and forest over to the west, and you do think about that church and that pit of hell.
I've got 8 silver pieces. We could buy like 10 axes and then go to the pit of hell.
Yeah.
We could carve our way into enlightenment from there. Or we could just go to the town and have stew.
We'll see.
Mallory,
either or.
Yeah.
Well, what would you advise, Mallory, as our guide? Would you sort of be saying to 3 hopeless merchant come enlightenment scholarly types, pit of hell or in for the night, what would your recommendation be?
Oh, for sweet squishy boys like you, I would definitely recommend going to town. Maybe start with town, see how you feel, and then maybe move on to the pit of hell.
Move
If
on
you
to the
feel a
deck
little
and
bitter in the
see.
morning.
Aye, you're talking some sense, Mallory. I knew there was a reason we hired you.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it. Searing insight.
Good advice. Okay. Well,
But yes, the pit of hell looks very exciting.
yeah. Well, I'll pick up my little backpack and then I start to waddle north.
Because you
Look
guys
at
are
that.
sticking to the path. You don't have to roll to find your way there. Normally, if you're just tracking randomly across fields and such, then you'd need to do bushcraft rolls to find your way. But you're following the path. You just follow the path. In fact, the milestone that you saw specifically said Outskirt, 15 kilometers, and pointing towards the north. And so you follow the road that you're on into this dense forest and continue the journey. And hours later, that opens up, and you notice along this path that there's the little weathered milestones that have sort of dotted this path that have denoted like the 10-kilometer mark and then the 5-kilometer mark. Some of them have been decorated with these stylized sort of archaic crowns instead of just having that design you stumbled across to begin with. And a few kilometers later, the forest that you've been following starts to thin out and opens up into cultivated fields. And soon enough, you're squelching along
Idyllic.
these muddy wagon tracks.
Signs of civilization.
Actually, I should probably put on the
Looks
Nice
like they
work,
used-
Mallory. We're getting closer to that town in front of us.
You're doing it, guys. You're doing it.
We're
You're
doing it.
adventuring.
The
Oh
the
my
wagon
God, you're so alive.
the wagon tracks give way to a paved road that cuts through the high grain fields to each side. Countless smells start to invade your senses, from manure, smoke, and rotting vegetables, but also freshly baked bread and grilled meat. The road leads
Grilled meat.
The road leads to a settlement surrounded by a palisade with a bunch of small houses, each with their chimneys smoking, visible beyond the sharpened logs of the palisade.
Mallory, what's a palisade?
The palisade? Are you asking Mallory or the DM to describe?
The DM.
A bunch of sharpened logs that sort of use as a way to keep things out of this village.
It's not going to keep us out, is it?
No, but the village gate that you come up across is closed and flanked.
Freedom! I've charged through with my sword at the ready.
The path to enlightenment, what was it?
Blood.
Bathed in blood. There's a whole village of blood just waiting for us.
Murder hobo. No. This is like, is it a peaceful, sort of farming village? Is it? No.
Yeah, like
Bucolic.
it's. I've just put on nighttime sounds because it is like 10 in the evening by the time you rock up to this village. And yeah, so the gate's closed. There's 2 low but sturdy towers on each side of this gate. And drawing closer, you can hear the stern voice of a man that barks out from one of the towers.
And I'll bark back.
And he says, Halt.
Wait.
Huh?
I was going to say, I want to hear him back.
No.
Halt, strangers, state your names and business or turn back to the forest. This is a place of peace and decency.
Oh, good.
Mallory,
Christoff selling glass wares in peacefully, selling them peacefully.
And the rest?
My name is Digby, and I am a merchant traveling and selling many wares, including hats and leather, fine leather, straps, etc.
I'm Wilggis of the Forgotten Path, looking for enlightenment, please.
Hello, dear. I'm Mallory. I'm taking care of these nice young gentlemen whilst they're wandering around trying to find purpose in life. And I too enjoy the peaceful, quiet times. And I would like to see peaceful, quiet times in your town.
So you're a guide
Yes.
for a couple of merchants and a man seeking enlightenment.
Yes.
I mean, that seems above board. And he just takes a moment just to sort of like look down from the tower that he's
Have
standing
you had
on top.
dinner yet, dear? I've just hunted some steak.
He's like, I haven't. I would be quite partial. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. You're such a nice boy.
He sort of shouts down to the people on the other side of the gate, "Open the door!" And the gates start creaking open. He disappears from the tower as well. And by the time the gates have like creaked fully open, he's now standing there to greet you. I think he's also quite interested in the steak that you've mentioned. He looks to be quite a battle-hardened guy. He's in his 40s. He's got shoulder-length hair and this like really crooked, busted nose. He looks to be incredibly like strong. Like he's very wiry and like muscles that are like stretching at his clothes, basically.
What's your name?
The name's Hardy. Nice to meet you, Wilggis.
Nice to meet you, Hardy. Is this the first village in our kingdom?
I think you'll find it's the only village worth seeing here in the Misty Veil, Wilggis. And I'm not sure if enlightenment is what you're going to find here, but you never know in the place of the Misty Veil. Things have been quite different over the last few decades.
Do you need any glass? Sorry, Wilggis, I didn't realise I talked over you there.
Go right ahead.
No, please.
He's just like looking between the two of you, like back and forth.
I was just going to say, my friend Christoff had something to say to you.
We carry on like this for hours, it seems. Do you need any glass blown or any metal beaten into shape? Stone.
We've got a smithy for a lot of our goods. If you'd like to go and meet up with them.
Yes, I'm a bit of a master craftsman, so don't know what your smithy's like, but might be able to learn a thing or two from me.
Well, that would be fantastic. I think Jory's father has just been living here his whole life, so the chance for him to grow and really has been limited. So if you could teach him a few things, that would be amazing.
How exciting! I'd love to.
He's sort of still like looking towards Mallory with like a little bit of hopeful.
Oh yeah, she's been digging around. It's like I'm sorry, I only had like a few leaves and pine needles to wrap it in. So, but they'll brush straight off. Here you go, nice big one for you.
Great. So yeah, carry on.
Sorry, I was like, so we saw a map, and there was a very exciting, what looked like a fissure going to hell to the west of here. Now, was that just a decoration on the map, or is there actually a very exciting hell gate nearby?
Why don't you show me your map and point out what you're talking about, and see if I can answer some questions for you.
Christoff, dear. Oh, Who's got the map? Sorry.
I think I'm holding it. Yeah, here it is. Oh, sorry, what was your name?
Name's Hardy.
Hardy. Yes, you look it.
We
Yeah,
don't-
have a look at this map.
And he's sort of like, where did you find this? This is an amazing map of the place.
Yes, yeah, we found it on our travels. So are you saying that this is not common, this sort of map?
Not of this detail. This really has got a lot of stuff.
How much do you think this is worth in your estimation?
Oh, I'm not the kind of man that would know that kind of. I've got no idea.
200.
Possibly, if you can find a buyer.
Okay. So, but you've lived here your whole life, is that what you said, or is that the...
Most of us here in the Misty Veil and the Outskirt have lived most of our lives here.
And do you come and go around the area?
Yeah, so depending, it's sort of opened up a lot more for travellers. I am sort of stuck at the gates for the majority of the time, keeping Outskirt nice and safe.
Outskirt, is that the name of this town?
It certainly is.
Outskirt.
So what was this?
Right.
What was this place you were pointing out?
Sorry, I thought that was literal, but it was the outskirts of the town. But the town itself is called Outskirt. You
It
don't
all
say
makes
that
sense.
much anymore,
This
do
is
you?
Outskirt.
Oh, wow.
Outskirts of what?
Of the Misty Veil. We're right on the edge of the Misty Veil. We're on the outskirts.
Oh, right.
Outskirt.
Okay. I see.
Is that how you pronounce it, or is it like a fancier word like Outskirt?
It's
Outskirt.
Are there silent
Mallory,
consonants?
I'm not lying. I do quite like that.
Outskirt.
just shortened it to Utsk.
Outsk.
So have you ever been to the church to the west? Hardy?
So he's looking at that. I'm just going to see what I can find in here as well. But he calls it Deep Fall Breach.
Deep,
That
what?
does look like a deep fall, to be honest.
Deep Fall.
Not just a clever name.
A Deep Fall Breach Church.
I do like the names of this place. It's very convenient.
You know what you're getting into.
Not much is known about Deep Fall, unfortunately. Well, not from me and my kin. But you may find someone. I'd suggest checking in with Van Hild in the Three Stags if you've got more questions about the Misty Veil. As mentioned, I tried to keep mainly to the outskirt and keeping it safe.
Is he the innkeeper, he or she?
Unofficially, Van Hild, she basically runs Outskirt, in a way.
Oh. Like the mayor.
In a way. Unofficially.
Unofficial
Like
mayor.
a larger than life character that makes a lot of decisions, that type. People tend to listen when she speaks, that type.
You've met this type before, have you?
Oh, well, let's just say my ears are burning. Christoff is thinking to himself, maybe I could run this town within a week.
Basically run it now.
Does Hardy have any weapons on him?
Does Hardy, are you just eyeing him up for weapons?
No. Hello.
Let me tell you what Hardy has on him.
Past tense.
What he had on him. Okay, so he's got a broadsword at his side and a crossbow which is just peeking out from behind a large shield which he's also got attached to his back.
Hardy, I was wondering, can I hire you to be my enlightenment, shopping teacher?
You would like me to train you in some way?
Yes, because you got those little, with this, you know what I mean, with the old chopping up bad guys.
Give me... What are we going to get here? I was going to say some sort of charisma. It might just be a straight charisma roll. Yeah, give me a charisma roll.
All right, coming up. Yeah. Wilggis got a 3 and needed to get under a 10.
Cool. He's taken aback, and I already have an apprentice of sorts, but if my next training session, if you're around, why don't I throw the first one in for free? See how you go.
That would be amazing. Thank you, because I nearly died on the way here.
Okay. Well, you come find me when you've got some time free, and we'll see what we can sort out.
Thank you very much, Heidi. When I get some spare enlightenment, I will give it to you for free for the first round as well.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Hardy mentions that the village, like the 3 stags, can be found to the north side of the village. There's sort of a path heading to the east and west from the gates. Mentions emotions to the east, saying this is going to be your fastest way forward. And behind him, you can see atop, at the end of like these steep stone staircases, some kind of like temple or building up on this hill behind him. What can I give you about that?
The place looks quite, I don't mean this in a nasty way, but ragged. I was going to say run it like hodgepodge almost.
Yeah, it doesn't look to be an overly wealthy city by any means. There's got I can give you some...
Was it like a place that would have a lot of beaver pelts in Canada, you know, like
yeah, I know what you mean.
Frontier town
where they're just here like
yes, pretty much
beavers and
pretty much everything is like wooden, like everything is beavers. They're all timber residences from what you can see. Like all of the towers and the sort of buildings that you can see each side, even though it's quite dark at this point, there's like candle lights flickering around in different buildings, and everything looks to be just made of timber of some sort. And then you've got these big stone steps leading up behind you to I forgot some information about it. I had it up.
Mallory, this is a brilliant idea, coming to the town first. I got to say, great job. We're all here alive.
Agree. This feels preferable to plumbing the pits of hell.
And also being attacked by the goblins and the warg. I'm just going to ask Hardy, you know, is it common to be attacked by goblins? Because we were attacked by about 4 goblins and a warg. There's none in there, are there? In the town?
No, not in the town. Me and my apprentice Jory often go up into the mountains to try and cull as many of the goblins as we can. So, unfortunately, tonight I was stationed here.
Missed a few.
Yes, okay.
Is there a lot?
There's quite a few. I normally go off every other night and come back with a few of their heads.
Wow.
Have you got any spare heads?
I don't keep them. I bring them back and we...
What do you bring them back for?
Just to show that I'm doing my job, basically.
Oh, how about on the
KPIs and all that.
Palisade? Have you got like a collection of them?
No, I don't keep them. I get rid of them.
There's a market for that sort of thing, I'm sure.
You could boil them.
Why would you want one, Wilggis?
Well, that's proof of your combat prowess, isn't it?
Well, do you want to borrow my prowess?
Oh, I don't feel like I understand this process very well.
That makes 2 of us.
I think maybe
Wilggis, you shouldn't really touch another man's prowess. That's his own. Keep your hands to yourselves, please.
This is the sort of thing that needs a middleman. Now, if you sell me those skulls, I could sell them on to you, Wilggis.
I don't have them. I get rid of them. And the town, 3 stags, just to the north.
From now on, just hold on to them, okay? Wilggis, we'll get you some.
Look, honestly, the next time I go up, and he's got like a really quizzical look on his face, when I come back, I guess I'll keep a couple for you, Wilggis.
Grand.
Thank you, Digby. I think.
Yes, it will be very cheap because we are friends.
Let's take our 5-minute break.
Oh.
All right. Awesome. I thought it'd be a good chance to say that we've got another copy of
Free League.
Free League has given us 3 copies to give away. We gave 1 away last week. What I want to do this week is just say that for our YouTube audience, if you're a subscriber to our YouTube channel, what you can do is leave a comment stating like your favorite part of a session on any of the first 5 sessions that we do. So after the 5th session, we will announce a winner from whoever's left. Whoever's subscribed and has left a comment on their favorite part of the episode, we will give them. Did I make that sound? Did I?
The comment has to be on a Getting Dicey video, though.
Has to be. Well, yeah, yeah, not just on another video somewhere else.
Fair.
That does make it a lot easier if it's on our video, specifically the first 5 Dragonbane sessions, right?
First 5 Dragonbane sessions.
Yeah.
Watch them, see the bits you like, and then post your comment.
And subscribe. Costs you nothing, but it makes me feel good inside. Yosemite Mike says you already own it. Well, you can win it for someone else, sir. You can win it for someone else. Here is our YouTube link. So you can subscribe now in preparation. And there's already a session 0 and a session 1 up for you to leave a comment on. So you can already get ahead of the game, so to speak. And also, just while I'm doing some announcey stuff as well, I just want to say a big thank you to our Patreon supporters, Andrew, Cappuccino, Drop Shadow, George, QSD, Lyndon, Squished, The Foolish Fool, and Tracy. Thank you guys so much for your support through Patreon. Feel free, look, if you like what we do, go and give us go support us over on Patreon as well. It just means you get the episodes a week before anyone else does. And you get updates from me as well, talking about what's happening with the campaign and how I'm feeling about stuff, and if I'm having a good day or just whatever. You'll hear some stuff from me through there. And I think it's within 3 months as well. I think if you get an exclusive piece of art from us as well through Patreon, which is super cool. At no cost to you. That is out of our pocket to you. So that's what you get.
Very nice.
Yeah. I think that's all the sort of, what do they call it?
Housekeeping?
Housekeeping? Yeah, I was going to call it housework, but housekeeping. Yeah. So you guys are still all alive, which is great. There's been no
fantastic
almost death yet.
It'll be like Dragonbane roll. Oh, you've got a stone in your foot. You've gone lame. You died of sepsis.
yeah.
Like the Oregon Trail, right?
Yeah.
With dragons.
Dysentery with dragons.
Oh, that would be the worst. A dragon flies past with dysentery and just covers you as you're walking along. Yeah.
Ooh. I'm trying to find more information about Deep Fall Breach for you guys. At the moment, all I have is its name, and I'm like, how do I use the web?
I do have
Here's
the
what I
art in
found on the
Dragonbane.
web.
We got to find stuff to throw in there.
Goblin heads.
heads.
Yes.
Goblin heads.
Enlightenment's coming your way, Digby. Love it.
The more you get, the more powerful you are.
We're just all our... I was about to say all our victims, all our enemies we throw in there, and it's just like chanting enlightenment.
We should see if we can fill it in.
Blood for enlightenment.
Yeah.
Fill in the breach with heads.
Like road workers. You know?
Do road
Filling
workers
in a
fill
big
up
pothole.
with heads?
That's why there are so many roads that haven't been fixed yet, is because of the head shortage.
They've got that lollipop, right? Stop, go. But if it stops halfway, that's death.
It's like an axe. It's bloody sharp, that thing.
Yeah. That's why they always look so exhausted when you drive past.
Been chopping too many heads.
Correct.
Shit, that could be a plot.
Now I really want to meet a stop-go dwarf on the road to somewhere.
Sure, yeah.
That would be awesome.
A new version of the troll bridge.
Yes, stop-go
yeah.
dwarf. Oh my gosh!
Stop
TM.
Troll.
Getting dicey. No one else can use it. Thanks.
Original character. Do not use.
Headlock. Does.
I'm trying so hard to find information about Deepfall Breach for you guys, and for some
It's the
reason,
first place that most people would go.
They're all like, no one's going to notice this little thing here on the map. It'll be fine. It's like those dragons around the outside. No one cares.
Mm.
Meanwhile, our team, what's that?
Yeah,
Surely
there
there
is
is
literal.
a local curse that keeps everyone else away.
there might have to be.
And very little is known for truth because so many have died.
I have a fishing
Who even
rod.
thought about it?
We'll figure something out. For that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they have some sort of thing that can act as a camera, we can lower it into the fissure on my fishing rod and we can have a look around.
Oh, I thought you were going to fish for demons or something.
That too, but I want to look around first.
Yeah.
A basket full of goblin eyes. One of them would surely work still. If we have like
Oh.
3 dozen.
But you'd have to connect it to like goblin lips so it can tell us what it's looking at.
Did you guys take lips, or was it just their leather armor?
I'm really regretting we didn't just take all of their body parts.
We can go back tomorrow morning with a trailer.
Fucking Hardy would have stolen them all.
Yeah. I think you well confused Hardy, I think. Wilggis.
Wilggis has confused himself as well.
Okay, cool. Do we want to jump right back in?
Mallory, should we head to this Three Stags place?
We haven't started yet. We're let's just get the
Thanks,
sound.
Wilggis,
started.
internally.
I do appreciate like the excitement to get into it though. So I'll...
Mallory!
We're in Outskirt. Wilggis is thinking something.
Mallory, I have not been to a remote village like this before. What do we do?
Well, I've not been here either, but if this lovely young man says that we should head off to the Three Stags, it sounds like a good idea. It sounds like a pub actually. I could do with a little drink. That would be lovely.
Mm.
We've certainly earned it after today.
Shall we quack on?
Oh,
Yeah, it was
Guinness? Can we laugh at that?
Mallory is looking very chuffed with herself.
that's the first time she's done that one in her life. All right, so just before we go, is there a place that we can set up our tent around here? Is a freedom camping area?
are you asking Hardy?
Yes.
Why don't you go talk to Van Hild? I'm sure she'll be able to figure something out for you.
Okay, thank you. You're so kind, Hardy.
Thank you, Hardy. You're the best person in this village I've met all day.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna head back up the tower.
Did this bloke get his steaks or what? He was pretty excited about the steaks.
Yeah, he got a steak. He got a steak. He was pretty happy with that. It was wrapped
he?
in leaves.
Oh, that's right. And pine needles.
I need those.
Pine needles,
Yeah.
so it's got that nice.
But not cooked.
No, so it's been dried out,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just been packed in pine needles and leaves
okay.
to keep it from getting
I
ooey.
thought we were
Dry
going to
aged.
kind of break bread with him, or break steak in this case. But
I mean, There's
No.
not a lot of places to eat at the base of this tower. That's
We're going to live in this tower
just
now.
stand
We're going to move
awkwardly,
in.
like eating steak sandwiches.
It's the end of
Over
the
small
adventure.
talk.
We've found our home now.
Ah, Hardy.
Enlightenment Tower. I love it.
So I'm just going to get back to my job. Enjoy Outskirt.
Thank you.
And Mallory, thank you very
Yes.
much for the steak.
No problem, sweetie pie.
He just blushes and heads back into the tower.
What's a good boy?
Is this the first village we've saved, guys?
We saved them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's amazing. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be.
And Christoph's already the unofficial ruler.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
Christoff is
Hashtag,
going to see if he can see anyone wandering by to test out his authority.
hashtag colonialism.
You there. You there.
So it's like this. He's stumbling down from like the north. He's clearly a little bit inebriated, heading home. He just stops.
You're
He
there.
stops, and his eyes are like wide as he sort of like looks at the four of you.
Hey, you, what's your name?
Gerald.
Gerald. Carry on the way you're going, Gerald. All right, see to it that you do.
And he's just like looks around and okay. And just like stumbles off, continuing in the way he's going. He's like
Excellent.
takes a few steps, like a few meters, and before like just stopping and like looking back at the four of you again. And
Where
just,
you go.
Okay. He just gives a wave and stumbles.
Your powers of persuasion are formidable, Christoff.
I told you. I think I'm going to feel right at home here, Mallory. I can't do L's in the Scottish accent. It's really tripping me up every time.
Maybe a drink will help with that.
Can I call you like Duck? Maybe.
You can call me Mal.
Oh,
And I can call you-
Mal.
I can call you Betty.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so fucking good.
Call me Outskirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the earworm has been planted.
All right, do you guys make your way north, or you just want to go and investigate the entirety of Outskirt? What's the plan? What's Mallory going to suggest to the group?
Well, Mallory hasn't been here before, and like she's seen some temples, but this one looks really exciting. And this group of young boys probably hasn't been out of the city very much. So,
Not here.
don't you agree, boys? Look at that temple; it's beautiful. Let's go get some
Yeah.
local color.
Craggy. It does look like a tourist spot.
It is like broken and crumbled. It is like old and destroyed. Like it does not look like it's in good repair, that's for sure. At the top of this hill.
Ancient enlightenment is worth double at least.
I will say that you're looking at the temple now. The design of like the roofing area. It's got this huge symbol sort of coming up off it that you can see the moonlight is catching, which looks exactly like the top of those milestones that you've been passing. So it's a very similar design, the top of this temple and all of the milestones.
Pointy.
Yeah.
Everybody, remember what we learned on the way here.
Oh, yes.
Horns.
So,
Maybe it's
Christoff,
ancient-
you're good at stone. How old do you think that is?
Again, Digby, I hate to keep sounding like a broken record, but
What?
I'm not really a geologist. more of a metal guy, sort of ore and glass, which I suppose at their base elements, there's an element
Similar, aren't they?
in geology to them, but
The same.
I don't know. But I'd say very old though, maybe at least like 100 to 200 to 1,000, somewhere in the range, big range, but yeah, maybe 1,000 years.
That new. Well, I suppose that means that it was here long before these shoddily put together shacks.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a restoration job to me. This looks like ancient world kind of thing.
Fixer-upper.
You don't think the village built it to look old?
No,
After
I
they
saw a
already moved
reproduction
in.
of some ruins once, and it was very obvious what they've done. But by the way, I'm trying to do the overbearing thing. I'm not just trying to deliberately be a camp. Yeah, I think I know if it was a reproduction or trying to look like that. I've got a keen eye for this sort of thing.
I trust you, Christoff.
So, does it look like this temple is actually has worshippers? People that actually still go there, or is it just sort of in the middle of town and people ignore it?
From what you can see, like the design of that whole temple sort of area, the stonework and stuff is so at contrast with the rest of what you can see around it that you can only assume that maybe the village was built around this.
Yeah,
like it was found and then built around it.
a lump on the landscape.
Yeah. So you can't, from where you are right now, you've got no idea if there's anybody up at the temple or if no one's heading in or out at the moment.
There's no traffic.
Nah, zero traffic right now.
You know what? Considering what time it is, because it's late at night, let's head up to the Three Stakes, and then tomorrow, maybe in the morning or the afternoon, we can do some more tourism.
Yeah, perfect.
Great.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'll find an umbrella or a sign, and I'll hold it, and then you can follow it along. And
Maybe we could start
find out
selling
what's there.
things with points on top, as
Oh my!
for anyone that's
Christoff.
visiting the site.
You could come up with designs for small glass temples. You could start
stone.
selling little toy temples, and they'd be happy, and you'd be happy, and all these fresh ideas when you go traveling. But yes,
I like it, Mal. And
okay.
perhaps I could find a smithy in the morning and show him a thing or two.
Oh, you could show him your sack.
Yes.
I will. He'll be delighted
We've all
to see
seen
that. It's quite small, though. That's the only thing. I hope he doesn't.
Perfectly
I hope he's
formed.
not expecting a massive sack. If I say, have a wee look at my sack.
So this conversation is taking place as you make your way north to
Yes, it is.
around
On the way.
around the
In
outskirts of Outskirt.
While passing people, and we're like, what?
Yeah, and you eventually pass another set of gates out to the north. Have I put you guys? I put you guys all on the map of Outskirt, right? You can see that there.
Nope.
No,
Yep, I'm on the map of
You're on
Outskirt.
the map?
But our tokens aren't, right?
no, your tokens aren't. Just the
Oh,
map.
okay.
Yeah. We see
We're
it.
on the map. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shortly after that northern gate, which also is closed, and there's just a little bit of flickering of candlelight from the windows above the towers, you sort of come into what must be the town square or the village square. You can see that the inn, the smithy, and the shop. There's like a little shop there as well. All face an open space where a weathered statue rises from the earth. And it also, just like the temple, looks to be just a strange relic from a bygone era.
This place is great.
There's the
Mix of styles here.
Sorry, is the statue horned as well?
Give me a myths and legends roll, please.
Ruh-roh. Where is that? Oh, no.
I say you found that, so you don't know who exactly it's a statue of. Both of the arms of, like, this thing is like not in good repair. So the arms have fallen off, but you can still make out like a helmet with a horn-like crown. Yeah.
Is it holding a sword? Like, does it look like the little statue that we have might be the bottom part of this one? You know, like they have a very common kind of statue that they make.
Yeah, it actually reminds you of more than just that little statuette, that piece of the statuette. Let me just bring you back onto the map here. If you scroll out on this map, in each corner of this map, you have like a little different sort of motif in a circle. The top left, you've kind of got an arm holding the sword and the torso of some sort of warrior or soldier. At the top right, you've got the helmet with horns. The bottom right, you've got another arm holding some sort of staff or scepter or something along those lines. And in the bottom left is the feet and sort of pedestal and a little piece of a sword. That now that you're sort of looking at the map,
good spotting, Mallory. Look at that.
You're looking at the statue in front of you, and you are also reminded of the piece of the statuette that looks a lot like what's drawn in the bottom left of this map, and a lot like the feet of the statue standing in the middle of this village centre, the village square.
Oh my goodness! Look what we found, boys. We should ask someone who this statue is.
The rest of you are welcome to give me a myths and legends roll as well, if you're sort of also trying to see if you recognise what this is.
Why not?
A massive fail.
Oh!
I think Wilggis manages to forget another part of his history, I think.
I got a 16.
Who is that lady? My mother? No.
Your mother.
One of those.
None of you. I was going to say you can push if you want, but Wilggis can't push as he failed so miserably. Anyone else is welcome to push if you're wanting to risk if you want to get a condition of some sort. But you don't have to.
No, as far as I can tell.
Your mama.
Yeah, it's just a nice rock, really.
Yeah. Nice in the way that it's completely busted and looks in terrible repair.
It does look
And
terrible.
rock in the way that it's clearly some sort of carved thing.
Yeah.
It's pre-glass, pre-metal.
Antique. Vintage.
With enough heat, that would turn into a lovely bit of glass.
What is that? How you heat up rocks and they become glass?
Essentially, that is it.
Know that.
Yeah.
I've got a
Be
flint
the right
and
type of
tinder.
rock.
You've got a flint?
A flint and tinder, Christoff. We could just burn this thing and make a
I
big
don't know that
spike.
we'll be able to generate the sufficient heat, and I don't
Imagine
know that it's the
turning
right
it to
type of
glass,
rock.
though, Christoff.
I know.
Oh,
I'll put
we could-
ideas in your head, but
We could
I
make
don't
you a
think
glass
that's- no.
statue since you're the leader of this
No, I
village.
don't. Oh, it seems arrogant to do that on day one.
We could once you blow it, and then
Don't blow the statue.
create your own Christoff, as you say.
I'm
Yes.
fairly sure burning effigies are not a good way to make friends in a new town.
Listen to the experienced traveler. Traveler.
You're right.
It's okay. You're doing well.
I listen to Mallory. She's doing a very good job keeping us alive.
Is that the inn there with the smoke coming out of it?
Yeah, so but on the southern side of this square is an impressive two-story building with a massive thatched roof and half-timbered walls. Outside the door hangs a red sign that says "The Three Stags: Beer, Bed, and Food at Heavenly Prices." You can hear cheery voices
Mixed
spilling
their
out onto the
metaphors,
streets, along with the smell of roasted boar.
Ooh.
Roasted boar. I'd love to get me chops around that.
Heavenly
nice.
prices.
I can smell enlightenment in there, guys. We should go in there.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry about that roll. Don't worry about that roll. That was just-
Is that an
From a
anvil I
D12.
see outside? Some sort of...
two failed
No,
rolls,
two.
but that's okay. So an anvil, yeah, that's the smithy. You can see there's it's all shut up. There's no one working at the moment, but there's obviously someone upstairs. The chimney's going. They're just sort of away for the night, I guess. No longer working. There's also another little a store just to the north that just has a grained wooden sign that says Master Ulvars, and it's a nice like cursive lettering. And on the roof of that is like grass, like a thatched grassy roof, and there's like a couple of goats just curled up sleeping on top of the roof.
Oh.
Ooh, cute.
Yeah.
What are their names?
You'll have,
We'll have to ask someone.
have to ask them, yeah. Or you can name them. I'm happy for you guys to give them their names as well.
Pinko.
Pinko. And the
Pinko will be one.
Pinko and...
Pink eye.
Pinko.
Pinko.
Probably the town council.
Okay, all right.
You could employ them, Christoff.
Oh, hey, they look like great decision makers. Very obedient.
Or roof nibblers to keep the roofs not falling too.
So that it keeps growing. What did you say that shop-looking places that Orville's or something?
Ulvars?
Master of Alva.
Master Ulvar.
Sounds useless.
It's like just a square windowless log building. It's got a really nice grained wooden sign in cursive letters. Says Master Ulvars. Looks like a store of some sort.
Okay.
Who's the master we're looking for? Master Weatherman. Master Weatherman. He's probably at the meteorological.
Peter Weller. Wellerman.
Soon may he come.
How about we go inside and we eat heaps of food?
Mm-hmm.
And
We'll stop. The end.
That's what I've got.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
let's do it. I'm going to waddle into the inn.
Okay, cool.
Wilggis will follow Digby in.
You enter into this the main common area of the Three Stags, and it looks like there's just considering it's still quite late. There's still quite a few people in here at the moment. There's just a small group of tables that are occupied, and just looks like quite a strange range of people and beings. There's Mallory instantly sees another mallard kin sitting at a table with just a group of incredibly brutish-looking characters, and they're all just drinking, and they're all kind of like just eyeing up everybody else in the tavern, quite suspiciously.
I give the Mallard the up nod.
He just sort of like stares over in your direction and rolls his eyes and gets back to like his group.
Rude.
Yeah, it's clearly got a bit of strange energy to it. But there's like, everyone's eating, drinking, gossiping. There's a nice roaring fire that's warming the place as well. And you can see that there are people eating meat stews, people are drinking mead, and everyone seems to be having a pretty good time in the Three Stags, except for that one sort of like, they're not like causing trouble, but they're clearly just having a different kind of interaction than the cheerfulness of the rest. And a woman in her 40s with thick sort of braids, her graying hair is being tied back into braids. She sort of welcomes you with like her arms out to the side. She says, "Welcome to the Three Stags. I'm Van Hild. How can I help you guys today? You all look exhausted from your travels. Why don't you grab yourselves a seat?" And she motions to this table that is one of the few empty tables in the Three Stags. And she says, "Let me sort out some drinks for all of you on the house. You're new to Outskirt. Clearly, these drinks on the house." And she waves over to one of the maids, barmaids in this thing. She says, Annabelle, 4 drinks, 4 tankards of mead for the table, please." And Annabelle, who is, she looks about the same age as Van Hild, but Annabelle is a bit more haggard. I think she's a bit more indeterminate. of how old she is. She looks like she could be quite young, but has aged either from being out in the sun, smoking, living a hard life, that kind of thing. So it's a bit of an indeterminate age.
UV damage.
UV damage here in Outskirt. You wouldn't believe it. But she nods to Van Hild, serves the platter of food to the table she's at, heads back to the bar and starts pouring drinks as you make yourselves.
What a host, I say to the rest. Free drinks.
What a lovely place. So
Amazing.
hospitable.
And Van Hild grabs like a chair and sort of like straddles it sitting. She's quite rough. She straddles it next to the table, props one elbow onto the table, and she says, "So, what brings you here? How can I help?"
We killed a warg.
You killed a warg?
Aye.
And goblins, and I'm Wilggis. Hello.
Did you bring me their heads? No, you don't know? Okay, no, that's all right.
Figuratively.
You
We
right, Wilggis. I feel like an amateur now.
we
Next
pay
time.
we pay for every goblin head. They're obviously quite a curse on these lands.
How
No,
much?
these boys were more interested in their loincloths, I'm afraid. But, you know,
Yes, do
people
you
have
pay
all
for their loin?
different interests.
Okay, you know that's fair. I mean, we don't really buy their loincloths or clothing.
We didn't. I think she's having a bit of a laugh. She's pulling your leg there. Christoff is my name. And you're
Van Hild.
Van Hild. And does anyone here need any telling what to do?
Well, if they do, I'm the one that does it.
Are you now? Oh, hey. Very good. You sort of run the town, do you?
Unofficially, sure.
Unofficially, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If something needs to be done, I do my best to sort it. And these people, and she sort of gestures out to the three stags. She sort of shouts out, "And these people love what I do, don't you?" And they all just go, "Yay, Van Hild!" Except, of course, there's one table of incredibly surly-looking men and melons.
And Christoff is going to overplay his hand slightly here and follow that immediately with, "And who loves what I do?"
Give me...
Yay, Christoff!
Mallory gives a very,
Christoff.
encouraging little golf clap.
Christoff for unofficial mayor.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Ooh, that's not bad. 2.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So you've succeeded, and what you get is just like this one group of like young, 30-something-year-old men that are just having a few drinks. They all see like the few of you sort of like clapping and yay, Christoff, and they just go great, and then they get straight back into their drinks. But it's just like one corner of the room.
He sits down pretty happy with that.
So what brings you all to Outskirt?
Mallory brought us. She's really good.
Mallory, is it?
That's me. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Mallory.
These young guys, I think they just needed to get out of our town for a while, you know, like breathe some fresh air, get some adventure in them. And then we saw your town and it just looked so delightful. Except maybe for that table over there. What's their problem? Youths.
Are you pointing to the group of surly people with the melons?
Prison folk.
What would she tell you? What would you like to know about them?
Oh, just everyone else in the Three Stags is ready to party, and they're over there being sourpusses.
Yeah. Well,
What's going on?
Well, you see the mallard kid, the surly-looking one, the one that looks like he's center of the group over there.
Mm-hmm.
He's a failed fortune hunter and sort of drowns his sorrows here with his group of men. He often sends them out on errands, and they normally come back beaten and unsuccessful. And he's known to, He's got quite a bitter and violent side to him, to be honest. But he keeps to himself. He behaves himself in here.
Well, that's good to know. I was just wondering if we needed to watch out for them. Maybe they cause trouble, but if he's just the regular kind of surly, then we can walk around him.
If anyone causes trouble, you just come see me and I'll make sure they're sorted.
Oh dear, you're so sweet. Oh, could you tell us? We're kind of on a little tour. You know, learning new cultures, all that kind of thing. Could you tell us, do you know anything about the statue outside and maybe the temple? They looked very interesting.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's get into that. She sort of explains, the moment you ask for any sort of information about that statue, her eyes light up like she's been wanting to sort of talk about. She's very proud of like Outskirt, where it was built and stuff. And she says, oh, that's the statue of the Dragon Emperor Eledain, who is said to have ruled this part of the world centuries ago. Centuries and centuries ago. Just going to see what else I think.
Eledain.
We'll say 1,000 years.
There's a bit of information that I think I probably drop at this point. Let's have a quick look here.
Drop some knowledge on us.
She says, look, I've got a bit of information about Eledain. I love talking about Eledain, so if you want any information, I'm happy to give it to you.
Oh yes, thank you.
So you've seen the temple as well?
From afar. We were going to go visit it, but it's quite late.
Okay. Well, this town and that temple and that statue, it's all to do with a sword called the Um-Durman, forged by Eledain himself 800 years ago, when the world was a battlefield for dragons and demons. It is the blade of life, made to maintain the balance between order and chaos. A weapon for the free, and she's getting very passionate, weapon for the free and the unbound against ancient evils. But in the wrong hands, Um-Durman becomes a weapon of tyranny, an instrument of demonic darkness or draconic fire. After Eledain's death, the sword was buried in a crypt that can only be opened with a very special key. The truth is, what is today known as the Misty Veil was the heart of Eledain's empire, and Um-Durman's crypt is hidden under the old temple in the middle of Outskirt.
Not hidden very well.
Wilggis?
Not hidden very well if you know where it is.
Oh, no one can get to it.
You need the key, do you?
There's rumors of a key. But all that's known about, well, that I know about the key anyway, is that it's been lost for centuries, sought by both Eledain's servants as well as the followers of the demon prince Sathmog.
Sathmog.
Yes, there's a bunch of cultists that follow Sathmog to this day that are intent on finding the key and unlocking that crypt. And they say, rumors are, that the key, or at least pieces of it, can be found in ruins across the Misty Veil. Which is why, and she gestures over to the Mallard, his name, I can't remember if I mentioned it, Quasimund, the Mallard. That's why Quasimund over there is so dejected, so angry. He's trying his best to find this key himself. The last venture, they went out to a place called Riddermound, I believe. And they came back unsuccessful. Beaten and bruised.
Riddermound. Where's that?
Let's give you some information. She said, on this side of the Iron Forest, and let me just bring up the map again for you. On this side of the Iron Forest, there's an unholy place with huge stones rising into the sky. Riddermound is what it's called, named after a dark knight who was chained by the gods when the world was young. They say he was buried alive in that mound, along with his family, his servants, and all of his riches.
Right, who was chained in there?
Riddermount. The Dark Knight
his-
that it's named
His
after.
name is...
And so that's
Sorry,
where
can
Quasimodo
you
is...
point on the map for me?
So
To the
this,
north, is it?
So this
Those
side
little
of the
round
Iron
hills?
Forest. This is the Iron Forest here.
Oh, that's the Iron Forest, yeah.
And she said this side of the Iron Forest.
Oh, it looks swampy. There.
Oh my goodness, the Iron
Mountain.
Forest has that tree from the last Unicorn movie.
I haven't
Yes. Oh, no, last year. I was thinking Neverending Story. Sorry. The horse dies in there. Has anyone ever crossed the Kama River?
Yes, yeah. Plenty of people have waded through the thick...
Come on.
the river. It's quite a wide river is all I'm trying to say. Sorry. Yes, people have
Drink.
crossed.
Don't drink from it.
Don't
Yeah, never drink from the
Well-
cupboard.
Not from
One thing I do know about this Misty Veil.
straight in from the ocean. It's quite...
Well, so the Iron Forest has got a big... We have a map. We haven't shown you the map, have we?
No, you haven't shown it.
Would you be interested in looking at this map? It's quite rare.
You could point out the features that we should go visit next.
Circle them like when you get to a B&B in like another country, and like the person rips off one of those things with cartoons of like the Eiffel Tower and stuff, and they circle it.
Yeah, I'm happy to take a look. Yeah. And
We'll be happy because there's been no such map ever created as fine as this one. And I whip it out and put it onto the table. Look at
And then
that.
take the map out.
Free of charge this time.
she is like she's like shocked at the quality of this map, but also she
Yes.
like instantly is looking at the corners and nowhere else. She's just like almost hyper focused, and she's like, where did you get this?
I cannot divulge that information at this time.
Got it off a dead man.
Yeah.
Mallory covers it up with a bit of laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, Betty, you're so funny.
Are
You
you're
like the corners, do you?
You're just getting out the map. You're not bringing out anything like the little statuette piece. You're just bringing out
No.
the map. Yeah, okay, cool. You bring out the map. What I might get... Can you just give me an awareness... Everyone at the table, give me an awareness roll, please.
Certainly.
Ooh.
I need a 14 and I got a 10.
Oh, where did I go?
I meet it and I beat it.
Nice.
Almost got the 20.
Okay, no, that's right. Everybody but Mallory. Mallory's maybe
Too busy
like,
laughing.
yeah, trying to cover up for whatever it's laughing away. The rest of you, like, you notice that some of the people over at Quasimon's table is like looking over this way, and there there's another sort of person, a woman, sitting at a table by herself, which is she's looking over. She's got like raven black hair, and she's just drinking by herself, and she's kind of looking over in your direction as well, since you're holding Van Hild's attention so much, and now you're showing her something. It's a few tables have taken notice. By the way, the drinks show up. I forgot to mention the Annabelle does show up, and she plants the tankards of mead at the table in front of you. She apologizes for taking so long. Sorry. And she sort of backs away from the table, but she too is like looking at the map before like locking eyes with one of you and just turning and heading back to the bar. So Riddermount, and she's like, because she was so distracted by the map and what it is that you've got in front of her. But she's like, Riddermount, and she just brings her pointer finger down into this little sort of valley area here with these little bumps. Each of those mounds where one of Riddermount's either servants or family were buried.
Incredible.
There are rumors of the dead walking there. But I don't know if I believe that. But Quasimund lost a couple of men on their journey out there, and the rest came back beaten and defeated. But there's look, the rumors are a key for this sword, or at least maybe a piece of the key can be found there.
Interesting.
I could
But
forge
surely
you a
that's
brand
a
new
myth.
sword.
Sorry.
Sorry, Digby.
No, so you go ahead.
It's offering me services. I could forge you a brand new sword.
Big apologies. We had a bit of a disconnection. So I'm recording this just to let you know that we missed about 2 minutes worth of content. Not too much. So obviously, Christoff asks whether or not he should make them a new sword using his skills, and Van Hild responds that the Um-Durman really is it's own thing. There's no way. They've got plenty of swords. Wilggis asks if holding or finding such a thing would bring enlightenment, to which Van Hild says, holding the Um-Durman would surely bring enlightenment to those who hold it. And that's when Wilggis responds with...
Sold.
I'm in. I'm in.
But I've got other things I need to attend to, so thank you so much. I think you guys are going to be very interesting for Outskirt. How about, like the drinks, the first are free. I'll offer you room and board for tonight, at least, free of charge. From there on in, it's the usual costs. If you need any sort of healing or knowledge about healing or sort of the history of the place, there is a man by the name of Dranath who is settled sort of in the temple area who might have some knowledge for you. He does like to hear himself talk, so I'm sure he'd love to sort of give any information you may want.
Dranath.
Yes, Dranath. And look, if you see any bats flying around, can you just... Hardy's been trying to kill them, trying to eradicate them. There's a bit of a pest in the area. If you see any, just kill them. Just kill them for me, please. Trying to reduce the pest population here. But enjoy your drinks, enjoy Three Stags, and enjoy Misty Veil.
Van Hild, just before you go, what's the bounty on the goblin head and the bats?
You bring me the bats, I think it's 2 silver for a bat, it's 10 silver for a goblin head, okay? Just off... Yeah.
Damn.
Just bring them to either myself or Hardy, we can sort you out.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Van Hild.
I'm going to nudge Wilggis. I can see why he didn't want to tell you about all the goblin heads now. The man's probably making a fortune. He didn't want to give it up. Didn't want to,
Yeah, I think I'm on the other side of my midlife. Now, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill everything in this country. And bring it to this woman.
Okay.
One man raking ball.
Great. So you guys are welcome to just drink the night away, or investigate or chat to different people in the bar, or make your way to bed. Van Hild comes back with a key for 4 individual rooms, and says it's just upstairs whenever you're ready to go. And it's got the little room number on each of the keys.
Whose room is the biggest?
Oh, they're all the same. They're just all the same.
There's one a tiny bit bigger, maybe.
Well, actually, there is. I'm sorry. Yes, I didn't think you'd want this, but yeah. Okay, one second. She takes the key off Christoff into her pouch, pulls out another key. She says, "This is the biggest room. Here you go, sir." Again, I didn't think you'd want it, but there you go. Biggest room.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Again, just bring me the keys in the morning, or just leave them in the room when you leave in the morning, and we'll collect them. And she disappears. She disappears off into the Three Stags, and straight away she's over to another table talking.
Thank you very much for your wonderful hospitality.
And she just gives you a nod and now it's like you're not there anymore. She's just talking and mingling with the others. So what are you going to do for the rest of the night?
Drink and I want to see if there's I want to see if the smithy is in drinking tonight that I can meet up. I might just walk around and see if I can see one that looks like a smith, a blacksmith.
There's no one. It's mainly. I'm just taking a look at the smithy. I'm going to say that this is not the kind of place the smithy would venture into regularly. He might pop in for meals, but he's not here at this point.
You've been pink slipped.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the morning, I'm sure he'll be just across the road.
Guys, I think we've got our whole tourism plan sorted. We find the rest of that little mini statue. We stick it together. We go to the temple. We jam it in the hole. We take the sword. I kill an enlightenment. What do you guys think? You guys can be there too.
We get to die last. Hooray!
Oh, well, Christoff can have this town, and maybe we can find a few more towns. You guys can have those.
Thank you, Wilggis. That's very kind of you. Will there be anyone in the town left after you've gone on your murder rampage?
Oh, well, goblins, bats, the enemies, the villages are good.
Okay, right. Pleased to hear it. Well, I'm excited by the prospect of finding a way to get this sword. I'm keen to have a look at it. I bet it's not as good as mine, but I'd love to compare.
What's it called?
The Um-Durman.
On-demand.
TVNZ on demand.
TVNZ on demand. Yeah, the 3 now. Underman.
U-M.
Um-Durman. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm writing that down there. You're in trouble. Okay, Demand.
Are you on board, Digby and Mallory? And Wilggis puts his hand into the center of the table. Shall we do it?
Not so much with the mass slaughter, but everything that was before that sounded great.
Deal. Digby.
What are we on board for? Oh, to get the sword. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
We could set up viewings. I've noticed that people are very interested in this map. And so, perhaps we could, let people look at it for a fee.
You could charge 2 copper a glance at the fabled map.
Yeah.
You can be the money guy.
Reveal a little part of it. Or 2 copper. 2 more.
We could show people into a wee room with a couple of dark sheets, and then Wilggis and I could draw the sheets back, and Mallory, you could be holding the map, and Digby, you could take the money, and then we could shut the sheets again, and then if they say, "Oh, what? Hang on a minute, I didn't get to see the Iron Forest because that's another 2 copper,"
and no remembering.
A map sheet peep show.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Annabelle, the barmaid that dropped off the tankards earlier, just sort of moves quickly past you, Digby, and just places a small piece of paper, just a small little scrap of paper next to you, and sort of and quickly sort of just darts away into sort of a darker corner of the of the 3 stags.
I believe Digby just got a date.
Yes, it says "Guess who likes you" on it.
Do you like me? Yes or no?
Which shall I tick? Do you like haggard women?
My favourite.
I do. Okay, well, let's have a look. What does this note say? I'm going to secretly look.
Yeah, you sort of quickly just give it a little peek, and it just says, "Come see me now."
I'm a married man with 27 children.
From the first litter.
Yeah, well, that's about 4 or 5 letters. We've been married for many years.
You look over and you can see the barmaid Annabelle sort of like standing in sort of the darker area away from everybody else, just clinging onto the empty platter. And she's just looking at you urgently, just like signaling you for you to like come here.
Look, I'm going to go over there now. Mallory, you are the strongest, I think. I'm going to surreptitiously pass you the map, okay, and the whole bundle.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'll just grab it back off you later because it's worth a lot of money. But I will. I won't show that I've just passed that on. Just pass it around the back, behind my back. Yeah.
Give me a sleight of hand roll.
Okay.
Me as well, or just him?
We'll just go for the pass off.
Mm-hmm.
Sleight of hand. Here we go. I need a 10, and I got an 11.
It's not as subtle as you were hoping it to be. That's all I'll say. You don't succeed as it being this secret move, but you do hand it off.
I think it's subtle, and then I walk off, just looking around at all the folk in this strange pub. Yes, Annabelle, was it?
And she's like she sort of nods and sort of motions for you to get closer. Come here.
Yes, I have you know I'm a married man.
I know where you got the map. I'm Leonara.
You're Leonara.
And that's where
Did you say that loudly?
She's like, shh.
You're Leonara. I don't think it.
I'm part of a sacred organization called the Truth Society. And that's where we're going to end it for the night.
Oof. This is just like LOLO.
with all the bad accents?
Yay!
Well, that as well, but also they were... Yeah, anyway. Doesn't matter.
It is. Well,
you caught on. I'm actually just homebrewing this into a long lost episode of Allo Allo.
You have the bum. The bum has gone off in the pot.
Kids, ask your parents about Allo Allo.
I bloody loved Allo Allo as a kid.
And they'll ask
Holy
their
shit.
parents about Allo Allo.
I have cleaned the shit.
Okay, before we call it, we're going to go through our XP level up questions. Here we go. So just to go over this again, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you give a one of your abilities or skills a little tick. So, did you participate in the game session?
I did.
Yes.
Did you explore a new location?
Yes.
Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries?
No.
Did you overcome an obstacle without using force? I'm going to say yes. It was getting into there were ways to fail getting into Outskirt, and you didn't fail, so that's good. Did you give in to your weakness?
I feel like I did.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Give something a tick.
Wasn't very reckless.
Okay, cool. I didn't see Wilggis be violent. I don't know. What would you...
I was on the fence. He spoke about it, but he didn't stab anything.
Yeah,
I'll go no.
I think you're going to have to actually act out. I think to give into violence. How about Digby? What was yours? Yours was like Shannon's gone. He's on mute.
Oh no!
I don't know if he's still there.
Mine's slothfulness. I was yawning. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. And you did ask if everyone wanted to sleep again. I think.
Tried to sleep. But like the violence, I didn't actually sloth it out.
Okay. All right. So we will go through one at a time, starting with you, Adam, today. Give us a roll for each of the things that you've got ticked off. If you roll higher than what you've got, then you can boost it by 1.
Acrobatics. Yeah, I needed to get higher than a 7.
Nice. You can boost that by 1.
Very good. Bluffing. I'm going to try and increase my bluffing skills. No, I do not. I do not get a buff to bluff.
No bluff buff.
No. Persuasion. Oh, 20. Does that mean I double it?
I think there is. No, I don't think so. But I'm just going to check. I'm going to check because I feel like there should be something for that. But knowing what I know, I don't think there is a thing. XP. No. Nah. Unfortunately not.
All right. And my last one is sneaking. Sneakers for sneaking.
Oh, by the way, sorry. Anyone who did act in a way that went against your weakness, you get 2 advancement marks. So so that's like so I guess for Wilggis, if you come up across something and work so far against your violence that like you actually do something peaceful, even though that you think you want to do it violently, you tick off 2 things, and then you get a new weakness. It's like you've overcome your weakness.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So it's only if you get sick of your weakness, I guess, that you can try and work against it so strongly that you can remove it and get a different one. Anyway, sorry. Sneaking, you do get a boost to as well.
Yeah.
Anything else? Was that your 4?
No, that's me.
Cool. Wilggis, let's go with you next.
All right, so I had myths and legends because of my super bad roll, and I rolled a 17, and I needed to get higher this time than a 14, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So I changed that.
Oh, you did. You rolled a 20. Okay, cool.
And I need to take the inside number and make it from a 7 to an 8.
Yeah, correct.
Ace. Okay, thank you. All right. So I can choose any skill for my other ones for the participation and everything else, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, I'll choose knives.
That is
and
not.
that's a fail.
Yeah.
And I'll choose swords. And that's a no. And then I'll choose awareness. Yay.
Nice. That's a boost. Cool. Next up, Shannon. Digby.
Okay, I have got bushcraft because I just rolled a 20 on that. I needed above a 6 and I got a 3. So
no boost.
Persuasion. I need above a 14. I got an 8. This is good. Sleight of hand. I need above a 10. I got a 19.
Yay, that gets a boost.
That's now a 6. And knives need above an 11, and I got a 3.
Boo. Is that it for Digby?
That's it.
Cool. Moj, let us know how Mallory goes.
Let's see. Try and roll some awareness. Pretty please. Well,
not a boost.
Maybe crafting. Do I get to knit something?
Yes. Yeah, that's
excellent.
A boost.
Okay, that'll do.
I almost landed on 1 that time again.
Yeah, it did.
And brawling, because I'd really like to see Mallory punch a dude.
Oh, nice.
Oh!
Boosted that up as well. Nice. So was it just the 3 for you?
Yes, it was just 3.
Cool. All right, everybody's leveled up. I quite like that there's like a chance to level up every single session. That's quite cool. Quite a cool system.
Yeah, that is cool.
Also, just for the future, when it comes to initiative, I think I found a better way to do it. Are you guys still on the map at the moment?
Yeah.
Cool. What I can do is I can just like, you can, I don't know if you've got that initiative pile of deck of cards in the bottom. You can just drag that out and drag it onto the table from the, do you have them on the bottom right of the map, like an initiative deck?
Oh, yep.
Just pull a card out just so, and put it next to your token. And that way I can push a button that recalls all the cards straight away. You will see your card next to the token when we do initiative, it's just all nice and easy to see.
Yeah, great idea. Let's do that.
I think it'll be a nice, faster way of doing it, and then I can just
interactive.
Yep, and I can just recall them all, and for the next round, so it's nice and fast. So I think that'll
You don't have to click your token.
You don't even have to click your token. You just drag it to your token, and
it's the death of the token.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is it.
Just when I was about to figure it out.
I felt good about next session too.
Yeah.
I'm sure we won't fight though.
I mean, why would you? You're just chilling out in Outskirt now. That's it. That's the rest of the campaign.
I'll just be blowing glass for the rest of my days, peacefully. Making sacks upon sacks upon sacks.
Do you know what they call that? You know, when they put the glass tube into the fire, into the glass thing, you know what that is called?
Glass blowing?
Hot glass. Hot glassing.
The actual, the hole that
forge?
you put it
Isn't
in.
it just a forge?
No, not for glass blowing.
Oh.
It is
Aperture?
called a glory hole.
Okay. All right. Well, it wouldn't be...
Wow.
Did you find that?
I know that because I
dictionary.com?
watched the glass blowing
Is that
TV show.
Is that just what they call it in Dragonbane? Is that just somehow they've put...
Is it just what they called it when you were there and then they turned to each other and like sniggered?
When you're Googling glory hole, you go, why am I getting all these glass responses? I want it all.
What is this? Trinkets. What is a sack?
Tomorrow morning, I'm going across the road to find the glory hole and reveal my sack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. That was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good session, guys. That was awesome.
Hey.
Drop Shadow said, just as at the end where we did the Allo Allo reference, he said, there it is, cross 80s reference off of your GD bingo cards. That's fair. You do have to get that on.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
80s reference of the 1940s.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who came along. Don't forget, leave a comment on any of our first 5 sessions on YouTube and subscribe to us there for a chance to win. Thanks to Free League Publishing, a copy of Roll20's Dragonbane core set, so you can do exactly what we're doing now, but with your friends. Also, or if you don't have friends, you might not. Look, you might not. You can do solo adventures with the Dragonbane core set as well, which is pretty cool. Also, yeah, come support us at Patreon. Come and talk to us in our Discord. There's a link to our Discord. That's a link to the Patreon. And there's a link to our YouTube if you want to subscribe and get a chance to win over there. This session will go up for Patreon supporters tomorrow, be available to everyone else next week. But thank you to everybody who stopped by and just listened to this. This was good. Thank you guys for making an awesome session. It's a good session of roleplay.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
GG.
Cool. All right, have a good night, everybody. And thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Night.